Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gilded City. This is episode 16. We hope you enjoyed our thrilling previous episode for the Bloodkith Heist. And if you haven't watched episode 15 or any of the previous episodes, then I don't know what you're doing on episode 16. But if you are excited for episode 16, please give us a like, leave a comment, share the video, follow the podcast, share the podcast, all that good stuff that helps out the channel. We really, really appreciate it. And we are excited to get going and see what happens next for this bunch of goofballs in their adventure. So we'll go ahead and get going. Last time, after days and days and days of planning, our heroes finally executed their heist against Ovina Bloodkith at the request of their associate, Freedom. Carefully making their way through the facility, the party found their way to Ovina Bloodkith's office. After attempting to find a way around an apparent alarm spell on the doors, the party thought they had managed to get into Ovina's office without anyone being the wiser. But unfortunately, the chief of security in the building was in the room, invisibly waiting for them. Battle ensued, and after a close call for Nyx, the heroes were victorious and defeated Althea, the chief of security in the building. Quickly searching the office for material that could prove Ovina's crimes, the party made a quick escape after a short detour from Artemis, Bowman, and Janara. Quickly running away from the building, they made their way to the Inkwell, a tavern right across the street from the Waterdeep Times, where Freedom asked them to meet her, as a friend of hers owns the place. So, that is where we left off. Freedom just met you all around the backside of the building. You quickly dumped the body behind like a dumpster, or the body of Althea, behind a dumpster, and followed Freedom inside. You sort of go down sort of this back hallway. You can see a kitchen off to the right. It is not super late in the evening yet. You would expect there to be more customers in the establishment, but you don't hear any noise from the kitchen. There doesn't seem to be any cooks in the kitchen. And you also don't hear any noise from the actual main part of the establishment. Swinging into the hallway from a side door to meet all of you is a human man, looks to be about in his mid-40s. He's got rusty hair and a matching mustache, a little on the larger side. Penny and Octavia both recognize this man. This is Gale, the gentleman who runs the Inkwell. Penny especially recognizes him. But he turns to Freedom and says, all right, got the put out the private party sign outside, so we should have some quiet to talk. Freedom nods and says, thank you, Gale, for your help as always. We'll make sure to find some way to make it up to you. And Gale just sort of, waves his hand and says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Always happy to help out the cause. You all can come into the main room. I've got the blinds drawn. Can I get anybody a drink or anything while we're waiting for the others to show up?
Oh, I will turn visible.
Gale jumps a little bit and says, all right.
One? Best wine you got.
I'm on it. I just got a shipment of some Bright Shield vintage. That's pretty good in my experience.
It's all right. In a pinch.
You all go out into the main area. There's sort of some tables that have been pulled together in the center of the room. You all are still wearing, I assume, your masks and cloaks and stuff. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still invisible. How do I know?
Oh,
how
Bowman drops that.
Okay, can I have some Bright Shield vintage wine as well, please?
Absolutely. 2 glasses of Bright Shield vintage coming right up.
I'm just going to smile at everybody. The fact that he brought it up first and I didn't have to say anything.
And
yeah.
Everyone rolls their eyes audibly.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom's like, all right, you all get settled. There's 2 other folks coming, so I'm gonna go back over to the back door to wait for them. A couple other allies I have, don't worry about it. I already spoke to you about my one friend who will be prosecuting this case.
Yeah. Sure. Just let us know.
She walks out of the room back down the hallway towards the back door where she let you all in.
We did it.
Yeah.
We sure did. We sure did something. I don't know if it was it, but we sure did something.
What are you talking about? Of course we did it. Maybe we've got the, and that one person's gonna. I don't know how.
I don't. What?
Gale,
Did we just get information about Black? What? Nope. Okay.
Gale comes back, glasses of wine, and he sets the bottle on the table. And Artemis, you recognize this is a port produced by Red Shield Vintage. So very nice. This was aged a respectable number of years for your wine.
Right.
Now, real life DM doesn't know what a respectable amount is, so it's a respectable amount.
12 ounces.
No, it's a respectable amount of aging.
Aged for 12 ounces.
Aged for 12 ounces.
I was going back to Dare
Bless.
when they did that thing where they're like, you can have either
Oh yeah.
a beer, 12 ounces of wine, or an ounce.
They have to
of
test
scotch.
you on
Yeah.
eyeballing 12 ounces.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I know those.
Um,
I'll finish whatever's in my flask, and then this is gonna be awful. Never mind. Is there like a cup somewhere I can
yeah,
test?
he's also brought out some like glasses and like a pitcher of water as well.
Excellent. I'll just test it and make sure it's still good.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
It of course is just as perfect as you know it should be.
Great. I will pour them. Turn to Janara and say, just a couple more minutes. Let it breathe. It'll be good to go.
Nara's just going to start sipping it.
Did Gail already leave?
Gale has just come back in and is pouring everybody some water and stuff.
Okay.
But if you want to like try to
Well,
grab
when
me-
he goes back, I'll like excuse myself and go over.
okay, yeah, after pouring water, he's like, all right, I'm just gonna run to the kitchen quick and see if I can get y'all any snacks. I understand you had a lot going on tonight, so and he excuses himself again to go get that. So Penny, you also
Penny's just gonna stand up and be like, "I'm going to the bathroom. Goodbye," and then I'm gonna walk away very suddenly.
Great. Yeah, you wander back.
Oh, I have to pee too.
Okay, come with me. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. It's right over there. I'm gonna use a different one though.
Okay.
Because I'm a shy peer and I
Sure,
can't pee with other people. So
You
I'm
know,
using the back one.
I get it.
Yeah. I have to sing, it's a whole thing. So
What song?
sometimes happy birthday.
What's that?
Sure.
Is that a song? I can't sing it because I think isn't it under that thing?
Not anymore.
It
it's
goes
not.
like this.
Happy birthday. No, I'm kidding.
Great. Yeah. So Penny, you managed to find your way back towards the kitchen where Gail's getting together some snacks.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like whisper, even though no one's around, be like, Gail. And then I'm gonna like take my little mask down. And I'll be like,
Penny,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why do you know freedom?
Where do you think I get all my information that I keep giving you?
I just figured you were eavesdropping on people.
I do that too, but I work with the Harpers.
Who?
You don't know who you're working for?
When I tell you I was pushed into this against my own will, I don't know any of these people.
All right, look, just listen. I know you, so I know you're probably on edge.
I'm fine. I'm cool as a cucumber. Have I murdered? Can I say I've murdered someone now? Yeah, I can. Am I fine with that? Yeah, I'm totally fine. We're vibing. We're good.
He opens like a bottle of liquor back here, pours you a stiff drink, shoves it into your hand.
I don't
Drink that. Drink it.
I'm
Penny.
okay.
Penny.
She's gonna down it. She's just gonna down it and put it down again.
Look, just listen to me, okay? The Harpers are a clandestine organization that fight against tyranny. We, as you know, as a changeling, I've got magic literally suffusing my whole being. And I'm not allowed to use it without a license, which is well outside of my price range. I think that's ridiculous. There's other like-minded people out there. Freedom is one of them.
How long have you known freedom?
About a decade now.
How long have you? So you've been doing this for a decade?
I didn't start doing this immediately after I met Freedom, but about 7 years I've been working with the Harpers.
How did this never come up?
I'm not necessarily supposed to talk about the Harpers. We are a clandestine organization.
I understand that. But we're friends.
We are friends.
We talk. I tell you all about things that I shouldn't be telling other people and probably oversharing. Do you need to hear it? No. But do I still say it? Yes. I guess I get it. I'm still new to this whole secret organization thing.
Yes, I can tell.
Yeah. I'm doing really well, I think. So
I'm sure you are, Penny.
Did I
And
mention I murdered someone?
yes, it sounds like you're a little caught on that part.
I'm not. I just sometimes like to say it a couple times so that it disassociates.
I have never been involved in any of the more dangerous aspects. I get information for the Harpers, but I'm not a field agent necessarily.
Are you saying I'm a field agent?
Yes. Or I guess you will be. If you didn't know that's who you were working for, then Freedom has likely not officially inducted you into our cell yet.
Oh.
But I have a feeling that tonight might be the night.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Can I get another drink?
Yes. And he pours you
For
another.
someone else, not for me.
Sure.
They're really nervous about this whole thing, so I'm just trying to calm them down.
He hands you the drink. He's like, look, Freedom will not force you to be here if you don't want to continue being involved in this. But, I mean, the Harpers are trying to make the world a better place for everyone. And unfortunately, the legal avenues to do so have failed us time and time and time again. So sometimes we have to do things outside of the law in order to advance what's right. And you have a good heart, Penny. And I think you could do the Harpers. I think you would be good in the Harpers. And I think that you could do a lot of good with the Harpers.
That was really sweet.
I'm a sweet man. I don't know what
I
you're talking about.
know you are. Oh my! Going back to my.
I'll be out with the food shortly. You should put your mask back on though, because one of Freedom's friends who's coming very specifically does not want to know who any of you are.
Okay, that's a little scary. That's a little. All right, yeah, I'm gonna just put it back on then. Then I'm gonna put my mask on and be like. Then I'm gonna pull it back and be like. Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna walk back.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Octavia. Happy birthday to you. Bowman, you're next. Happy birthday.
All right, I think I get the point now. It's all good. Thank you, Artemis. I appreciate the singing.
Shortly after Penny gets back to the table, Gail comes out with like a charcuterie board, just a bunch of different options of things that you can enjoy. And as you're all sort of snacking, pulling your masks down for snacking, and enjoying your drinks, the door opens again. Freedom comes in and says, "All right, everyone. So my friends are here. Before they come into the room, I would just ask that everybody pull your masks back up. My magistrate friends would like to maintain as much plausible deniability as possible.
Sure.
So the less they know, the better."
Beautiful.
All right. And then, so she comes fully into the room. Following her into the room are two individuals. The first is a human individual. They have sort of shoulder length, dark hair, glasses. They've got like very proper, like upright posture and sort of a little bit of stiff body language. And they're wearing just sort of, a simple black cloak over their clothes. And then the other individual who comes to the room is a human man, looks to be in his 30s, and he's got sort of black hair, light brown skin, sort of a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow look. And he's also like he's very tall and broad as he comes into the room. He is wearing a police officer's uniform. And they come and sit down at the table opposite all of you. And the police officer gentleman speaks up first and says, all right, I suppose it's you all I have to thank for the business going on tonight. Yeah?
Isn't the same officer that we saw speaking to a guy in the alley as we were leaving, is it?
Make a, because you saw that police officer like very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And like had to hurry on. So go ahead, we'll call it a perception check, like a in retrospect perception check to see if you can like remember if it's the same guy.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This officer, you did see this officer in the area outside of Bloodkith Textiles. He was talking to a couple other officers and a watchful order agent. And he says, close call when you all were swinging by that way earlier. But no harm, no foul. So, what'd you find on Bloodkith? Well, I suppose it's not my... Sorry, I should introduce myself. I'm Lieutenant Addison Talon. Nice to meet you.
Can
What's
I
your name?
insight check this?
Addison Talon. Lieutenant
Addison.
Talon. Yeah, make an insight check.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Lieutenant Addison Talon seems like a pleasant gentleman. He seems very like forthright with all of you. He doesn't seem to be, doesn't seem to be particularly trying to hide anything.
And he's not like I don't get the sense that he's gonna turn
Nope.
around and turn us in.
Nope, you don't get that sense. But as you all are sort of eyeballing him oddly, he says, I know I didn't have time to change out my police uniform before coming to this little meeting here, but trust me, I'm with you. I'm on your side on this one.
Are other members of the police force on our side, or are you the only one?
I'm the only one I know about. Freedom keeps some cards pretty close to the chest, but I don't think there's that many other officers involved in this.
Okay.
The other individual speaks up and says, yes, well, we probably should not get to know your names. Plausible deniability, as Freedom said, but I am Mavrius, magistrate here in the city, and probably the only one willing to prosecute Bloodkith.
Well, there's a lot to prosecute.
I am sure there is. Very well, then. Please don't give me your name, but what shall I call you? Since you were the one who spoke up.
Me? Short stuff.
Very well. Short stuff. What information did you and your companions find?
Well, a lot of stuff. Actually,
Octavia will pull out the package.
Yeah.
The whole mess of documents.
I'm gonna say Flashy over here. She's got all the stuff that we collected.
Mavrius takes the pile of documents as Octavia tries to process the.
I don't know what to call you. I'm trying to come up with code names on the fly here. You take pictures.
Anywho.
Mavrius takes
Slides
the
it
pile of
across the
documents,
table.
starts looking through some of them.
So there's embezzlement, there's bribes, there's blackmail, there's secret conspiracy meetings, there's smuggling.
Yeah,
There's
as they're going through this pile of documents that they've been given, you see them like moving things into two piles. And after a few moments passes, they say, all right. It's very useful.
What are the two piles? What documents went where?
So most of the documents went into one pile, which Mavrius takes that large pile and hands it to Lieutenant Talon and says, all right, Addison, you're going to bring this to my office first thing in the morning. Say you found it while you were investigating the break-in at Bloodkith corporate offices.
So I wrote a letter as the head security guard that says that they found out what was happening and they were the one. So maybe you got an anonymous tip and like a mysterious package delivered to keep with the thing that I set up.
Lieutenant Talon says, I can certainly work into the story that this chief of security came to me during the
anonymous tip. Because
very well.
The letter
That
seems like she's disappearing forever.
Very well. That I received an anonymous tip and investigated that tip while handling the break-in.
What's the other pile?
The other pile is a lot smaller, and the stuff that's in the other pile is the stuff that talks about the conspiracy. Is basically the stuff about the conspiracy. Mavrius sets their hand on that pile and moves that over to Freedom and says, Freedom, I believe this is your material. Hopefully you can find enough that I can prosecute the rest of these people. But for now, we move forward one at a time. I would like to get this lawsuit up off the ground very quickly. I don't want to give Ovina enough time to strategize. So I will officially file it. I will officially file it first thing in the morning. With that being said, it would be good if I could get a story out in the press before. Yes, Freedom was telling me that members of your group had contacts within the press. So I am happy to write a statement that you can give to your contacts in the press.
Yes, we will give them to the contacts because the contacts aren't here. But we will give it to them.
Good God.
She's gonna pull out a notebook and a pen.
Yes, well, just as I said, I know you have contacts with the press. Please deliver that. I would ideally like it to be in the special 10th day edition of the paper because, again, we want to catch Bloodkith off guard. She will cover it up otherwise. But my statement on the matter is as follows. This morning, my office received documentation from the police department that was discovered during an inspection of Bloodkith corporate offices related to a break-in last night. What the police discovered was unconscionable. They discovered a great deal of evidence of severe corruption and law-breaking within the highest levels of Bloodkith textiles. Therefore, I am announcing today a lawsuit against Ovina Bloodkith and multiple members of her leadership team and the board of directors of Bloodkith Textiles. It appears that Ovina's father was a victim of some of her crimes, and my department will be reaching out to the authorities in Mirabar to liberate him from his unjust holding and bring him to Waterdeep to testify against Ovi. We take law breaking of any sort very seriously in Waterdeep. I don't know who it was that broke into Bloodkith corporate offices last night. And I cannot condone those actions. Rest assured that if the perpetrators are caught, we will move forward with prosecuting them as well. But I cannot let evidence of crime go ignored and unpunished. That's my
Quickly.
statement.
Is this guy seem... I think I know the answer to this, but does he seem to be like he will be doing this as an impartial...
Who are you asking about? The police officer? Or
The
magistrate?
the magistrate.
The magistrate. So they are.
Are they like a prosecuting attorney?
So magistrates are in an interesting position where they partially have the role of a judge and they partially have the role of like an attorney, right? So depending on what hat they're wearing at any given time.
Interesting.
But that because the magistrate system in Waterdeep is fairly archaic. It's based on like really, really old traditions in the city. And so the modern court system that exists in most of the Sword Coast Federation is a little wonky in Waterdeep. Magistrates do have a great deal of power, and they are supposed to oversee cases impartially. But they also can, when presented with evidence of law breaking, summon people and run a trial, basically. So.
Cool. And can I see anyone's eyes during this meeting? Like of the newbies, of these two guys.
Okay, so yeah, Mavrius, they're not wearing a mask. So
Okay.
You can see their face. They've got, sort of nothing super remarkable about their face. Like I said, they've got like glasses, sort of that dark hair, kind of a, just a average, a tannish complexion, but
Sure.
nothing particularly striking about their face. Yeah, what are you looking for in their eyes, though?
I'm looking for the thing that we saw with the
Oh.
guy that had a worm.
The pupil thing?
The weird gray eye.
Uh-huh. Neither of their eyes have that weird gray
Good. Great.
thing going on with them. Both of their eyes look normal.
Excellent. I happily drink.
Roll for mind flare.
Roll for Mind Flayer. So with that, Mavrius says, I'm sure the rest of you have quite a lot to discuss, but I have a lawsuit to put together. So,
Really quick, before you go,
yes.
is there any chance we could say that Althea was maybe spotted somewhere after this evening? Just out of curiosity, if someone could maybe see her fleeing the city or something.
Sure. Addison speaks up and he says, "Yeah, I can handle that part. Can write something up in my report." So.
Thank you. I'm going to drink too.
Oof.
All right. Well, have a good night, everyone. And with that, Mavrius leaves. Addison says, "All right. Well, thank you all again for your work this evening."
I have a question.
Sure.
You mentioned in your statement that you were going to prosecute the people who broke into Bloodkith.
Oh, that was Mavrius. That wasn't me.
Oh, well, are you going to?
No, they're not.
Just checking.
No.
I also have a question for you, Addison.
Yes. What's up?
What's up?
Sources
She's up,
tell
my guy.
sources say that someone by the name of Hathaway has been causing problems. Have any information about that?
Oh, yeah. I read a report about that going on in the Undercliff ward. Yeah, nasty business. Sounds like he was a kind of a up and coming crime lord. I guess another criminal got mad at him and offed him. But to be honest, most of the police department is fairly inept and corrupt, and they're not necessarily that worried about criminals offing other criminals. I know that there was the police chief in that part of town. I know he was pretty pissed about it because I guess Hathaway was on his payroll. He had this idea, I guess, to use like one big fish criminal to root out all other criminals in that part of town, and then he was gonna come down on Hathaway and arrest him. But yeah, he's a little annoyed that didn't work out. But
It was a really fucked up plan to begin with.
it was a really fucked up plan to begin with.
Just to be clear, Hathaway is confirmed gone.
Hathaway is confirmed dead. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's dead.
You would say
That's so weird.
you would say the person that ended him would be, I don't know, a hero.
Certainly to some people, I'm sure.
Good. He was just not good, and no one should feel bad that he's dead.
Yeah. Sounds
Wow.
about right to me.
Bowman's gonna side eye Penny.
Wow, we were gonna go after him, but I guess we don't have to now that he's dead, guys, right?
Artemis pours another glass.
Make a deception
Max
check.
looks
Penny.
so
You.
confused.
Jannar and Artemis
18.
are just getting drunk
18.
now.
Talon doesn't seem to catch that you are just fucking really stressed about this. And he's like,
He's
Yeah,
really good at his
guess
job.
so. He rolled decently. It's just Penny rolled better. Freedom has all this time been going over the set of documents that Mavrius handed her. And she's been reading them and going through them, and she nods, and after a few more minutes pass, she says, okay. So, I was right about the conspiracy of the corporate elite. That's the good news, I guess.
Is the officer still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad news is, this is not gonna be easy. Well, before we go any further, I want to thank you all for your help so far. It really has meant a lot. You were under no obligation to do this, but I appreciate it all the same. I would like to continue working with you all, but I also want to give you one final opportunity to back out. This is not going to be easy or safe, and I have no guarantees on how this is going to turn out. But I strongly believe that unraveling this corporate conspiracy is in the best interests of all the people of Waterdeep, and frankly, of the Sword Coast Federation. you're willing to continue putting yourselves on the line to decrease tyranny in whatever way we can, I would love for you to continue working with us. But if this is as far as you go, that is fine. If this is as far as you go, then I would just ask, leave as a friend.
My parents trusted you. I've trusted you from the beginning. I'm all in. I'm with you.
You're fighting my fight. I'm staying.
It's it feels good to have a purpose again. I'll stay.
I appreciate that.
I'm not in. You can hire me and call on me if you need me. Always happy to help people out, but you're this breaking the law in order to fix the law. That might be something I'm not. My name can't be associated with that.
I'm not asking
So
for
if
your name.
everyone needs help, sure. Call on me. Willing to help out, but I'm not. I don't need like an organization tattooed on me.
I've never been asking for you to use your name. Understand? If payment is the issue, I can arrange payment for you too. But I'm not asking you to get a tattoo. I'm not asking,
That's good because this is a picture perfect image.
nor am I asking for you to be publicly associated with my organization. My organization is not well known to the public anyway. But, as I said, if this is as far as you go, it's fine. You're welcome to see yourself.
I mean, it could get some good inside scoops. I guess I'm in.
I didn't know we were all doing speeches. I didn't know. I was under the impression that this was going to be like a just get up and leave if you didn't want to leave. Yeah. And
That was
so
my original intention. But
I'm
then
still
everybody
in. I
started
didn't know we were
making
all doing that.
speeches.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm here. Yeah, we're fine.
Well, before I continue, are you staying or are you going?
He's gonna look at each of the others.
I'm gonna pour him more wine and like push it towards him.
Smiles. Says, "You lot seem to be the right kind of folks to help people out. If all of you are so gung-ho, I'll stay. I'll still play the game. Still got my whole loyalty and everything." He says that at Freedom. But I don't want to be killing people for no reason. And he like looks at Janara. If someone's out and they looks at Bowman and they're down, we leave them. Or at least don't let me know.
So what you're saying is if they just bleed out naturally, it's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate it. I understand that for some of you this was a difficult decision to make, but know that you are, I believe, making a decision that will be beneficial to many many people. So, the conspiracy then. This is a powerful group of individuals. Well, I suppose before we go any further with that, I should officially welcome all of you into the Harpers. If you want to officially be a Harper, you don't have to officially be a Harper. The Harpers have existed for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. But our organization keeps dying off and coming back and dying off and coming back. This latest iteration of the Harpers, we're only about 100 years old or so. And our goal, every version of the Harpers' goal, has been to fight against tyranny. And I believe I've already said this to you all, but the Sword Coast Federation has become one of the most tyrannical and unfair governments on Tordo. But there is hopefully a way to move the needle. This group of co-conspirators, I guess we'll call them, are going to be the ones trying to keep the needle from moving away from tyranny and towards freedom. So, well, I suppose since you all were the one to dig up this information, my question for you is, who's your next target?
Wait, was that it? Are we part of the Harpers now?
Yes, sorry.
Oh,
No branding.
I thought we had to like drink each other's blood or something.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. I didn't really want to do that.
Don't believe all the state propaganda about us.
I think our next target should be Marivaldi.
Banker. Yes.
Makes sense.
No, it does make sense. He's certainly grown incredibly wealthy off the suffering of other people. All right. Well, it will take a little time before Mavrius will be ready to accept a new case. And I would like to see what I can learn about Marivaldi before we officially target him. So, if you all would be willing to be patient for a couple 10 days, lay low, live your lives, do whatever it is you would normally be doing out in the city. Or if you want to help people, I'm sure there's people out there that could use help. But don't make any moves against Marivaldi until I've had a chance to do a little bit of research. Is that okay with everybody?
Makes sense.
Is everybody I know that was Penny's suggestion. Is everybody okay with Marivaldi being your next target?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They all seem like scumbags.
Yes, no one on this list seems particularly good. I'm particularly worried about this Fear Kindler. That name strikes me as...
Who names their kid Fear Kindler?
That's so weird.
Like,
Yeah.
The name
Weird.
strikes me as draconic.
no, that's common. Fear
like a
Kindler.
No,
Like a dragonborn?
maybe but it seems closer to like a true dragon's name,
Oh my god.
which
Well, commonly back in the day, if you slain a dragon, you could take its name or something like that.
That's still not great because that means that this person killed a
Kill a
dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I recognize any of these names? Like, would Jannar know any of these names?
so I mean all of these names are going to be somewhat familiar to all of you just because they're huge, except Fear Kindler, I would say. Fear Kindler is a name that no one's really familiar with. But Theala Mistralath, I mean, her name is on the railway company, right? It's the Mistralath Railway Company. Diero Marivaldi, maybe his name would be slightly less well known to you all, but he runs the National Bank of Waterdeep. Which is the biggest bank in the city and one of the biggest banks in the Sword Coast Federation. You would know, everybody would know Thomas Evenwood. He's a hotshot inventor and business personality. I mean, these aren't unknown people. These are pretty well known people. Fear Kindler, you're not familiar with. You know about Endless Flame Shipping Company because it's a large shipping company. So if I mean, certainly Artemis would have heard of Endless Flame Shipping Company. And I think there's a fairly decent chance that several of you have at least heard the name of that company in passing. But nobody, like, I don't know, we wouldn't know who the CEO of like FedEx is, right? So,
Sure.
Nobody's really.
Sorry, FedEx.
Sorry, FedEx.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Big fans until that moment.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Our biggest
We
sponsor.
lost our
Oh.
sponsorship opportunity.
What are you talking about, Ben? I know Frederick W. Smith.
Oh, Freddie!
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, so Fear Kindler's not a name that's super familiar to all of you, but. All right. Well, I suppose we should call it here for the evening, but one last toast to a new partnership.
Lifts up my water.
To mental illness. Yay. It's fine, guys. I'm all right. I've just had a few drinks. It's okay.
As you all finish your drinks, Lieutenant Addison Talon, who for this last bit has been a little quiet, stands up and says, "Right, well, I'd better go find a reason."
Right, this guy.
Hmm?
Nothing. I forgot he was there.
Oh yeah, he's been quiet for a bit while Freedom sort of took charge. Freedom's clearly the one in charge of around here. He stands up and says, "All right, well, I better go find a way to keep the police chief from sniffing into all of this too closely. Have a good night, everybody."
Night.
Nice to meet you.
He heads out. Freedom 2 gets up to go. She says, "Right, well, speaking of which, I better go make sure that Benny didn't do any harm without me around to temper his worst instincts."
Oh, if you're gonna see Vinny, tell him that Hathaway no longer a problem, and you're welcome.
I'll do so. He doesn't know that I've been meeting all of you separately. He's not a Harper. I want to be clear on that. So just, if you run into Vinny, don't mention any of this.
Yeah,
I
that's
just wanted
shocking.
to make sure, okay?
So maybe
Oh.
don't mention that to Vinny. We don't want to like give you up.
Oh, I can make up some other excuse why I ran into Bowman.
Great.
I'm not that worried about that. Okay. Well, have a good night. She gets up and makes her way out.
Penny's gonna try to catch up with Freedom real quick before she leaves.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
just kind of pull her.
You like catch up with
Or
her in the back
side.
hallway for a minute.
Uh,
How can I help?
Yeah, I just real quick wanted to let you know. I know you're going to be doing some research on Marivaldi coming up. I just wanted to let you know that at the times we had been hearing a lot about foreclosures in certain neighborhoods, and I just wanted to let you know that the National Bank of Waterdeep has been foreclosing a bunch of different neighborhoods. One recently, block 146-735. I don't know if that's going to help you when you're doing research or whatever, but maybe something to start.
Yeah, that block number seems like bank lingo. So I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. When I was doing research, it was, and then whatever my neighborhood is. Yeah. I found it, and it was this neighborhood. I don't
Your
know.
neighborhood is getting closed down.
No, I didn't say that. I'm gonna say whatever the neighborhood is, and I'm gonna pretend like I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they'd also been foreclosing in the dock wards earlier. Octavia and I were actually doing some research into that. It seems like Watchful Order was buying up a lot of those properties
Interesting.
or some sort of connection to it. So maybe just something to look into.
That
I
is
don't know.
something. That's definitely something to go off of. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Have a good night.
Do you want me to do something about the body or?
Oh, that's Bowman's.
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Don't worry.
You'll
about
take care of it, Bowman?
it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good night, everybody. And she leaves. You
Bowman.
all are level up to level 5! Great.
Bowman's gonna take the body and gonna row it out into the sea, and then
Okay.
You're
Make
gonna
a-
search it first.
oh yeah, I want to search the body.
We're gonna do that as a group.
Group's first body search as official Harpers. 80 Harps.
Guys, welcome to an organization.
Yes, Althea has doesn't have much on her. That blood, the wand, her wand, I believe Artemis still has.
Yeah.
She had a wallet
Yeah.
with 100 talents in it. So a total of 600 talents that you took during the heist. And she has a spell book on her person.
Ooh.
So her
Hell yeah.
spell book,
That's so good for you.
yeah. So her spell book has the following spells written down in it. It is not a super thick spell book. It looks like she was very selective about what spells went in her spell book. But the spells that are in the spell book are you ready to write this down?
I got my pen.
I swear,
Okay.
if it's burning
I'm
hands,
good.
I'm gonna cry.
Detect magic, mage armor, magic missile.
Hold on, go
shield.
slower.
Okay.
No, slower.
Okay.
I can't write that
Okay.
fast, Ben.
Okay. Sorry. What did you get to? Detect
The
magic.
first one.
Okay. Detect magic. Mage armor.
Okay.
Magic
right.
missile.
Okay.
Shield.
The wish spell.
All right.
Alarm.
Oh, sure.
The one that screwed you all up.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Misty step.
Hell yeah.
Suggestion.
All right.
Counterspell. Fireball.
Here we go. Here are the fun ones.
Fly.
Ooh. Okay.
Major image.
Jeez. She's got so many.
She's got a lot. But not as many as she could have had if she was like an archmage or something. Those are all the spells that are at a level that you can cast right now. She does have a couple 4th level and a couple 5th level spells in the spell book as well.
Jeez.
That spell that the one spell she got off before you killed her was a 5th level spell.
Wow. And we all survived.
And you all survived.
Yeah, she sucked.
So her 4th level spells were Greater Invisibility and Ice Storm.
It's a good one.
And then, if you're ready,
Yep.
her 5th level spells were Cone of Cold
There it is.
and Scrying.
What is that one?
Ah.
Scrying.
Ah.
You can see what other people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool one. I miss
She was
spells.
You have spells.
I do, but I miss wizard spells. Now I punchy punch.
Since is that everything that's on Althea?
Yes.
Bowman's going to take the body all the way to the docks. Find a small dinghy and do at sea burial to put her soul at rest.
Okay. Yeah.
Did we split up the 600 talents?
We will.
Yeah, we can do 100 each.
Yeah,
Great.
Bowman doesn't want anything.
I'll take his.
Yeah, not split up between the 5 of you. Just
Yeah. Listen, nobody else said anything.
yes, I forgot the ancient rules of dibs.
But I want it more.
It's all right.
Mister, I don't want to be friends with any of you. One.
Yeah, before Bowman runs off, Artemis is going to say, I just want to, like, I understand he's doing like a job and it's good work from his perspective, but I don't know, that lieutenant, is that really the best way to go about changing things? You know, doing more wrong? Is that just how the world works? Because I know that's how it is back home. If there's someone in your way, you get rid of them, and then
Artemis,
you damn the consequences.
I have been on this planet a very long time. I have seen
How long?
Yeah, how long?
Oh, Bowman's like 60.
Okay.
Oh, it's still hot.
Wrong and right, good and bad, are just arbitrary things. There's no good at the end of the day. There's no bad at the end of the day. There's just alive and dead. Everyone who dies should be born. Everyone who lives should be celebrated. That's how this works. I don't feel bad that you don't want to do anything illegal. I don't feel bad that you don't want to get your hands a little bit more dirty. But just understand, that's not always the case for everybody. Not everyone has the opportunity to choose to do things the right way or the wrong way. We choose what's going to make us survive by the end of the day. And then Bowman's going to walk off.
Artemis contemplates this. Finishes his drink.
Gail, who's been sort of cleaning up the bar, says, "That's one cynical view of it. If you don't mind me interjecting, I just wanted to say that I understand your concern about, law breaking, but has it occurred to you that perhaps the law isn't just? Perhaps the reason we're breaking the law is to try to do what's just?" Something.
And Artemis like goes to respond, and then realizes that the thing he's gonna say, like he knows the answer already. Like has one of those moments, and he just
That's my perspective on it. That's why I helped the Harpers. Because the law isn't just. If the law isn't just, then we have to find alternate routes.
Can I
Provide
ask you
justice.
something?
Yeah.
Something that might seem a little stupid. Does everyone know this? Like that? What you just told me?
I don't reckon everyone knows it, no. I think there's a lot of people who, I don't know, because the law has benefited them, believe that rules are rules, and it's just as simple as following them. But not everybody has that luxury all the time. Especially because the rules aren't fair, not to all people, not all the time. I don't know. That's my perspective. Everybody has their own perspective. That's something that I've learned in my many years of life. Is that everybody looks at things in a different way. But the way I see things, the law has not been kind to many people I know. It has not been just. The law has, in my experience, primarily served to maintain the power of the powerful, and to keep the downtrodden. And I don't necessarily think that that's going to change overnight anytime soon, even with us Harpers working as hard as we can. But if we can make things a little more just, a little more free, a little better for the next generation, and then that next generation can carry the torch from there. That's the way I see things.
Right. Well, thanks for sharing. Give me some things to think about. Good wine, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, happy I was able to pick up this vintage. Hard to get a hold of sometimes.
Right.
With that, you all, one by one, make your way out for the evening.
When would that 10-day special have to be printed? Would that be
Tomorrow.
Okay.
So I was
So,
just about to turn to
I'm gonna
my
pull Octavia aside.
order friends. Octavia froze.
Oh no, bestie.
Wait,
Oh, there you go. She's back.
am I here?
Yes.
Oh,
You heard her name. She came back.
My internet connection is unstable.
oh no.
Oh no.
Just like this game.
Am
Just
I
like
here?
Aw.
Okay. Well. Oh.
Is it working?
Okay. There. Kinda. Okay. I was gonna turn to my reporter friends and ask which one of you is taking the lead on writing this piece.
So
We could both go together.
I think we'll both write it, but I don't think either of us can put our name on it.
One of you you're gonna have to present the piece to Pierre and then just ask not to be credited. So
Yeah, you can
Pierre
just
at
put,
least will know who wrote it. But so basically I'm asking who's taking the lead, because whoever's taking the lead is going to be the one who makes the roll to see how well written the piece is.
Octavia will take the lead.
Okay, so you are going to roll with advantage because you're both working together on this. I assume the two of you like stay up late and like work on putting together this like article as best as you
Sleep over
can.
at the Waterdeep times. Best.
We have popcorn and
Yes.
ice cream.
Yeah. Okay, so roll with advantage, add your intelligence and your proficiency bonus.
Intelligence plus proficiency. 18.
All right.
That's my mentor.
18, very good. Okay. Next morning rolls around. Usually it's kind of a skeleton crew that comes in on the 10th day because the 10th day special is usually it's basically the Sunday edition of the paper, right? It's this world's equivalent of the Sunday edition of the paper. So it's usually a smaller crew that comes in and puts it together and gets it ready to go. And Pierre doesn't usually come in. It's usually an assistant editor who comes in. But he comes
Octavia
in.
sent a message.
He comes in at your request, and he meets you in his office. Says, "Well, must be something big. I didn't hear you come home last night. So,
No.
what have the two of you dug up? Is this about the watchful order case or something different?"
Oh, no. This is a breaking special, and I think we should put this as the headline. And she's just going to pass the article over and let him read it.
Penny's just gonna be like bouncing up and down on her feet.
Octavia's like panicking. She's like staring at the floor and like stressed out.
Oh, Penny.
You got this statement from the magistrate's office?
Directly.
Say at the top you don't want your names to be credited.
That's correct.
Well, I'll throw my name on it then, because there needs to be a name. This is breaking news, big story. CEO of a major Waterdeepian corporation getting arrested for, God, it's just so many crimes. Yes, we'll run this headline. Good work, you two. You look tired. Must have gotten up early to get this together. Miss Presswell, well done. Big step for somebody who, up to this point, had been writing, less serious articles.
I owe it all to your daughter, sir.
Well, I've been meaning to do this for a little bit because you've been working hard to with my daughter on your watchful order case. So I'd like to offer you a raise.
Thank you. That's very generous. Thank you.
You'll see it reflected on your next paycheck. I will get that squared away.
Thank you.
Well deserved, Penny.
Thank you, Octavia.
Well, the two of you look tired. You better head out for the day. I'll make sure that this gets in the paper.
Thank you.
So, unless there's anything else anybody wanted to do on the 30th, we will go ahead and move forward to Midwinter, and your Midwinter Ball that you're all going to together.
I'm so excited.
Okay, honest question though. Can we remind Matt, who takes awful notes, how we got invited to the ball? It's through Janara.
Through Janara.
Yes.
So Janara's neighbor, who is a politician in the People's Vote Coalition.
So a good guy.
He invited Janara to the Midwinter Ball he will be hosting.
And what is his name again?
His name is Herb Davis.
Herb Davis. And I've been invited before, right?
You've been invited to others of his functions before. Do you think Janara's gone to any of those previous functions or no?
You know, I think I probably have, but I don't think I was I think I was, it wasn't that I wasn't social. I just, like, I felt a little bit out of place.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
you know, I probably chatted with some people, but I wasn't, like, super outgoing.
Sure. You would know that most of his functions are with either other important political people or other just important people in the state of Waterdeep. But based on how much like preparation you've seen going on at his place because you live near him, seems like this one's going to be much bigger than any of the previous functions that you've been to.
Okay.
So I assume you are all meeting up at Janara's house beforehand to get ready to go to the ball together. So I suppose this would be a good time to ask everybody, what do your fancy outfits that Janara bought for all of you look like? We can take it in turns. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, what is your outfit for the ball look like, Janara?
Would it have to be a certain color? Like I don't. Did they had all the?
No, there's
well,
no.
I
There's
don't know
no.
how close to.
They did
to
not have
history
red.
Are we doing?
No red.
I mean, again, if it's close to history, great. This is not our real world, though. So
Okay.
if it's not quite exactly like time period accurate to what the equivalent in the real world would be, it's fine.
Okay.
But I know, like, if you drew inspiration from historical outfits, also fine, it would fit. So.
Okay. So, Janara in the past, I think probably wore something sort of understated where she could like blend in pretty easily and didn't stick out a whole lot. She's not going to do that for this one because
Okay.
she feels much more comfortable.
Uh-huh.
So she's going to she knows like ladies usually wear dresses and I'm not going to wear a dress. I'm going to wear like a corseted top with like poofier sleeves in red
Okay.
with like nice looking pants that are also red.
Okay.
And I'm going to wear some of my mom's jewelry that she would always like try to get me to wear and I would never actually want to wear. So I stick out much more than I normally would.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So Nyx is wearing a floor-length gown, evening gown, and it's in the style of the 1890s. So it's a straight cut across her chest, and then has like kind of poofy lilac sleeves. The rest of the dress is primarily cream colored, but it's got very fine, delicate embroidery detailing along the bodice and the bottom in red and gold. And the red, it's, if you just glance at the dress, the embroidery doesn't look like, it just looks like a nice little design. But if you look closely, you can see in red there are little cat-like shapes around the bottom. The top is just kind of flowers and stuff, but a little cat around the bottom, and then the yellow becomes either stars or sunflowers, as if you look at the dress closely. But it's got nice little purpley poofy sleeves and like a little detailing around the neckline.
Very
Puffed sleeves.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
And she's got her hair. She knows that like fancy ladies curl their hair and put it up into like a bun in the evening, but she doesn't have anything to curl her hair with, and has never tried to curl her hair. So she's gonna
Can
leave
I
her.
have someone come and like do
Yeah.
our hair?
She doesn't. Her hair is like mine and it doesn't do anything. So she's just going to keep it up in its little like poofy bun thing that she always has it in. But the rest of, and she's got like a little like flower detailing around her bun.
Very nice. Very nice.
Cute.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Can't wait.
Comes in a burlap sack.
Bowman is just wearing nothing but a potato sack, Donald ducking it like all the way.
Oh.
No, Bowman is wearing a bit of a brownish, a dark brown, like more like almost a black corduroy blazer, matching pants with golden buttons that go up the sides. It looks nice and warm. Looks nice and cozy. It's not meeting in the center, but like one side overlaps the other one, similar to like a uniform of sorts. He's wearing a high collar. He's used to his turtleneck, and he's wearing a high collar button-up shirt, where like the collar kind of flaps over a little bit, but his neck is so big that it kind of just awkwardly sticks up just a bit. He's wearing a very weirdly elaborate bow tie, which is a little bit weird because he doesn't really care about appearances, but he just likes not because he's a sailor. Normally his facial hair and his hair is a little bit underkept, so like he actually took time to like comb and trim his beard, his mustache, and he's normally wearing a hat at all times, but he's not wearing one for a formal event, so you actually see a slick back, salt and pepper, somewhat longer hair on top.
Very nice.
Aww.
Bowman sounds like he's very handsome this evening.
He's a handsome boy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, who's next?
I can go next.
All right.
All right. So your girl, she's never worn anything this fancy in her life, and she's very excited. This is the dress of her dreams. It is a kind of golden color. And it's like a very modest V-neck sort of thing. So it's not showing anything, but it's like, up here on the front and the back, you've got the classic 1890s poofy sleeves. So we are in like a gold dress, but with like cobalt accents, like a velvet cobalt puffy sleeves. And then cobalt around the neckline and just like a simple little detail. And then down the front. And then the gold part of the dress, like the most of the dress, is like a satin silk kind of texture, and it has little crinkle waves kind of embroidered into it. And then in the back of the dress, it's got a little bump by the booty to accentuate the hips, and a teensy bit of like a trail, like a very small trail in the back. And then Penny's got her hair up in like the classic, poofy hair with like little ringlets up front. She put little curls. And she's got extremely red cheeks. Like she way overdid it on the blush, and the eyeliner looks a little fucked up, but it's okay. We're here, we're living.
Amazing. Amazing. Who's next?
So Octavia does not have her hair in her typical ponytail, which is usually super long in the ponytail. It's half pulled back and curled very nicely, and it reaches down way past her, like nearly to her butt. She's wearing a green ball gown type dress, full hoop skirt with all of the petticoats underneath, straight neckline, short sleeves with the poofy sleeves. Did I say it's green?
Yes.
And it has like zigzaggy lace detailing across it.
Very, very nice. All
Kind
right.
of Tinkerbell, but like in
Aw.
a ball gown.
Amazing. Amazing.
Sweet.
All right, Artemis, that means you are bringing up the rear.
The best
Artemis.
for last.
Hell yeah.
Artemis is late.
Wouldn't have it
y'all-
any other way.
Yeah, you're
Y'all
all
kind of-
like waiting for Artemis to show up and get ready with the rest of you. You're like, we gotta leave for this party soon. Like,
You're all waiting around, and then you hear like a noise out front. And you look out the window and you see a silver stagecoach has pulled up,
My
drawn by white horses
God.
adorned with holly.
Uh-huh.
And there's like a young boy sitting and driving it who like kind of knows how to handle this horse, but obviously is not feeling super confident.
Hair that looks like this kind of.
And the door opens, and stepping out, you see Artemis dressed in a dazzling powder blue tailcoat with fashionably like silver sequins creating snowflake patterns and icicle lines running up the forearms. His shoulders have like these small spikes resembling ice jutting up off the shoulders, and from the rear collar, kind of like a pseudo like buff, but only on the backside. The lapels are white rabbit fur, and also that's on the cuffs, which flare open. His trousers are still quite tight and are a matching powder blue with icy sequins. Atop his head is a light gray top hat bound with a band of white silk. Tucked against it is a cluster of frosted poinsettia and pine cones and a bird's nest in which rests a small brown wren. His feet on his feet are these like shining white boots that reach all the way up to his calves. And then they also have these like kick-ass 3-inch heels designed to look like icicles. There's a sprig of conifer that rests in a white pocket square on his chest. He's got one earring made of holly that kind of loops up and around his ear. His cane topper, that silver eagle on it, is decorated with white ribbon and a nest of conifer and holly. He has a billowing white sash that kind of he wraps around himself with a few hidden pockets inside. As he gets closer, he smells of fresh balsam fir. And you see that he has these blue sparkles on his cheeks. And he looks at you all and he says, "Happy Midwinter, you motherfuckers."
Oh my god.
Amazing.
And to answer the question that I'm sure everybody who's watching this episode has, yes, they are all hot. All of them are hot.
You beat me.
Artemis, to be quite frank with you, you're a bit underdressed than I was expecting.
Well, I'm certain you will make up for it. Look at you. Kind of like tug on his like lapels a little bit.
I thought you were pinching his cheek.
Oh, there's probably one of those too. After that,
All the
just
way
a
up
little
here, though.
hue. Actually, he's
Actually, with the
3 inches
heels,
taller
he's
now,
probably,
so
yeah.
he's finally at eye level with you.
Till now.
When
How
we're
tall is Artemis?
With these heels, he definitely looks 6 feet.
Bowman still got some inches on you.
All right, good.
when
Somebody likes it.
when we're all together, Penny's gonna have like a little bag, and she's gonna like clear her throat and be like, "So I got everyone something, and this is so stupid, but I did it anyways. I am aware that when you go to balls with people, you give out corsages. So I went to my garden this morning and I cut some stupid twigs and berries and some stupid pine whatever, and I made you all little corsages. And then she's gonna hand them out, and everyone has their own little corsage. And she like wrote in nice script their name out on like a little ribbon that they tied it together with, and she's gonna hand it out to everyone and be like, and you don't have to wear them because I know they're stupid and they don't go with anyone's outfits, but
It's
whatever.
going
Happy
right
New Year.
on.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
right on.
Janara's so excited right now.
I think this goes with everything. Thank you, Penny. That's it all.
You're welcome.
Did you get one for yourself?
No, because I'm not taking myself to the ball.
Okay.
I'm gonna run outside to Janara's garden and like I don't know what I'm doing. So Nyx just like grabs like leaves off of bushes and like
Joyce
picks
is
up some
gonna like
sticks.
follow you out, and she's gonna like help you like put something.
Yeah.
together.
Snowy outside, you're all dressed.
Does helps you to does the best she can to help like replicate what Penny.
It definitely just
made.
has some like crunchy
Yeah,
leaves
It's
in
not.
it
It's
too,
not
though.
quite the same. It's not quite the same. But you come back and give Penny as close as you could do in short notice.
Penny's eyes are gonna get a little watery, and she's gonna be like, "Thanks. This is pretty cute." She's gonna put it on.
Well, I thought we could all have a toast before we head out. I got a case of some Bright Shield vintage here, if everyone would like to have some.
You got any scotch?
I always have
This is better.
scotch.
Great. Yeah, Joyce brings out the drinks, gives you scotch, Bowman. Everybody else a glass of wine. Joyce raises the glass of wine that would have been yours, Bowman. Don't want to let it go to waste.
Of course not, Joyce.
To friendship.
To friendship.
Here.
Acquaintances.
You all drink your drinks. Joyce collects your glasses and says, "All right, everybody, have fun tonight."
As we go to the chariot that's out there,
Oh yes.
Bowman scooches over the small boy that's driving the cart and just goes, "Just sit back and relax."
Okay.
Isn't it literally
No,
next
but
door?
make sure he learns something. Make sure he learns something.
Of course.
He is.
Right.
He's
I'm s-
I don't. He's paying me a lot
ask
of
him
money.
his name. Ask him his name. I don't remember.
Son, what's your name?
Oh, I'm Daniel. It's
Daniel.
nice to meet you.
Daniel. Danny boy. Yes. Danny boy.
It's no
This
offense.
one's for you, Daniel.
Oh,
Daniel,
you don't know what you just did.
No offense. No offense to your driving skills, but I can't fit with all of those people back there, and I get a little bit road sick. But feel free to take all the money that Artemis is giving you. Well, you earned it just by being employed by it, really.
Okay. Sounds good. No, my allergies are acting up. Sorry.
Oh my god, incredible.
Takes out a wad of handkerchiefs and just
Yeah, he
sets
pulls
them on
out
his
a
lap.
handkerchief that's clearly been used like a bunch and like blows his nose. So are you gonna start driving the cart?
Yeah, let's go. Wait,
Bowman,
is
do you-
has
Does
everybody?
Bowman have a license? Bowman, do you have a license?
Bowman is
Yes.
proficient in all vehicles, land and sea, except for air. So
Cool. Isn't it next door? Why do we need, can walk?
About
Why-
the entrance, Nick.
is it next door?
It's a neighbor, right?
It's
No,
a
the
neighbor,
ball's not-
but these estates are large. So
Yeah,
I mean
that's
it's a very short ride over. But
We can take a lap.
Nyx is 100% thinking that like they're going to the next building and like this is unnecessary, but she gets in because she's never been in one.
yeah.
Bowman was not aware of where we're going.
Yeah. You turn and like go around the block or whatever, Daniel's like, you passed it back there.
Oh,
I'll
my
be
bad.
like, hey, no, you gotta take a right here. You're just
Inside
keep
the
going.
stagecoach are several different drink options to choose from.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
whoever's
also.
sitting
Excellent.
next
But-
to Octavia is getting bumped by her dress because it's so
Bowman's gonna go backseat drivers.
Eventually, you pull up outside of Herb Davis's estate. There's a line of carriages that have pulled up outside and are letting people out onto a patio outside these grand front doors flanked by pillars. You can see conifer bushes and sort of flanking with like and like right underneath the covered entranceway by the door, you see there's some staff who are working the event are like holding open the door and greeting people. They're wearing these like very nice little like red uniforms with simple little caps. As your cart pulls up and you all depart, Daniel scooches over and takes the driver's seat. He's like, all right, I'll be back for you all at the end of the evening.
A cheer.
Good work, Danny.
Thanks, Mr. Brightshield. All right.
My favorite thing ever.
All right. Giddy up. Ah! And the cart
He'll figure it out.
um
I gotta say, Artemis, where did you find that boy?
The street.
Bowman's
I
gonna.
was just walking along and I asked for a young boy who he seemed eager.
Bowman's
seemed talented.
gonna eye down Penny and just go, "Yeah, I'm sure he had a license."
Well, he came driving the car, so I figured he had a license. Artemis
course he
wouldn't
did.
employ someone unlicensed.
I hired him. That's his license.
Penny's gonna finish her drink, whatever it is.
Oh, okay. That level.
You all are ushered inside by the staff, and you enter the grand entry hall. It's sort of this, very like beautiful room with sort of a grand staircase going up to upper levels. There's sort of a chandelier hanging from the ceiling. You see there's sort of there's some staff taking people's coats and putting them in a coat room nearby for anybody who wants to discard their coat for the evening. You see like there's, the entry hall, like it goes in and then it opens up a little wider. The wall to your left-hand side, there's doors and like, that are open, and looking into those doors, you see that like it leads into like a large billiard/smoke room. And there's a bunch of people in there enjoying a cigar and playing some games. But as the entry hall sort of wings off to the right-hand side, you can hear music drifting from doors off to the far right-hand side in the entry hall. You see there's just an insane amount of gilding here. Like a lot of stuff has like a fine golden gilding on it, as well as some very nice landscape art pieces on display here in the entry hall. But there's not a lot of stuff sort of cluttering up the this main space, because this is the entry hall. So there's a bunch of people coming in at the same time, and as you're all sort of coming in and getting your bearings, you are very quickly approached by a gentleman. Janara, this is Herb. Herb Davis. He is dressed very, very nicely in, sort of a midnight blue tailcoat and matching outfit. It's a little tight on him, but he pulls it off well. Looks to be in his 40s, maybe early 50s. He's got sort of thinning brown hair that is like slicked back and just very impressively sculpted mutton chops. as he comes forward, he's like, "Ah, Janara, so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for coming this evening. And I see you brought friends. That's so wonderful. I'm glad you can make it." And he shakes your hand, and he goes around and shakes each of your hands.
Yeah, I introduce him to everyone.
Yes, welcome. I am Herb Davis, and like I said, Janara, just thank you so much for coming. I hope you all enjoy the evening. There's plenty of food and drink to go around, as well as dancing, or if billiards are more your speed, there's a lovely billiard room right off to the side here. Cigars on the house as well. But if you need some time away from it all, the back garden is also available to guests of the party to take in the evening. Janara, if actually you wouldn't mind, and any of your friends are welcome to come with us, I'd love to introduce you to someone. Excellent. Right this way. And he begins leading you off. Are you all going with Janara?
Absolutely.
Or are you sort of dispersing? Okay.
Bowman's gonna go to the billiards.
Great. Yeah, Bowman, you head straight over to the billiards room. But the rest of you are staying with Janara right now?
Yeah.
Great. You all are sort of led off. As you're being led off, you're sort of intercepted off to the side by a dashing human man in probably his mid-30s, you would guess. He's got like long, wavy brown hair. He's in like a very nice sort of a tan coat with a sort of green lapel. And he has a couple people with him. He's got rings on all of his fingers as well. And he has a group of people with him. On his left arm is a human woman, remarkably, noticeably attractive to everybody. Like the gentleman is also very, very handsome, but anybody who wants to can actually make a quick insight check for me on her.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Heck yeah.
I got a 7.
I
17.
got 23.
23. So Penny and Janara are the only ones who beat a 20, as far as I know. She is extremely attractive. In fact, literally unnaturally so. There is something else going on with why she is as attractive as she is. But she's got sort of fiery red hair, sort of matching eyes, and a long red gown that she's wearing for the evening, which sparkles a little bit as well. So she's on this guy's left arm. On his right is an elven gentleman, slender. He's wearing simple black, very nice black tailcoat, has a cane with him, top hat on, red band around the top hat, slicked back black hair, and a glass eye. This is Vinny. And there's one other person in this guy's party. Blonde gentleman, wealthy looking, very nice tailcoat. He looks slightly uncomfortable. This is Gerald Wilmington. You do not recognize the man at the center of this group.
Sure.
Ah! Herb, my good man, you put on quite a party. Thank you so much. And Herb smiles slightly and says, yes, thank you, Lance. Janara and Janara's friends, this is Lance Marchester. He is the head of the People's Vote Coalition in the Congress of Waterdeep. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. A pleasure as always. I am, as he said, Lance Marchester. My lovely date for the evening is my paramour Hecate. And then the two gentlemen with me are just friends of mine. This is Vinothriel Aloro, an elven gentleman, friend of mine from Silvery Moon area. And Vinothriel smiles and nods and says, "It's a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances." Yes.
What was his last name?
Aloro. And of course, also with me this evening, Herb, I'm sure you've heard by now, Congressman Wilmington here recently made the decision to come back to the right side on the voting issue. Isn't that good news? It's wonderful news, Lance. Wonderful. And her like smiles and nods, and Gerald Wilmington just gives a very like weak smile as well. And Lance says, "Yes, Mr. Wilmington, of course, was going to bring his whole family, but unfortunately, it sounds like his wife was a little ill, but his daughter is somewhere in attendance here as well, I'm sure, hopefully having a good time." So, you're Janara Darling, correct?
I am. Yes, it's wonderful to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you as well. Wonderful to meet you as well. Wonderful to meet all of you. Well, I should let you get going. Of course, I'm sure, Herb's gonna talk your ear off, or show you off to Lashana or what have you. So I'll let you all go. I hope you all enjoy the evening. I know I certainly will. As they slowly make their way off, Vinothriel, excuse me, just like catches your eyes and winks and walks away. Okay. Herb says, "Sorry about that. That's not who I wanted to introduce you to, Janara. But a good person to know. He's a powerful man. Right this way." He leads you off into another part of the room where there's three individuals just sort of talking amongst themselves. At the center, the center of as you approach, two of them sort of move off to the side to make room for your group to come over. The individual in the middle is an elven woman. She's got long silver hair, sort of in a half up, half down look. Sort of deep tan skin. She's wearing like a very nice like gray pantsuit, basically. But she's got like a long like cloak with her outfit. Flanking her are two other individuals. Human woman. It's hard to tell how old this elven woman is because she's an elf. Human woman who looks middle-aged. She is not dressed nicely like everybody else in attendance here. She is wearing like a long leather duster that's definitely seen some like wear and tear. She's got like a wide brimmed, like basically a cowboy hat on. She's got like frizzy blonde hair that's been done in like in sort of a messy braid. You can see like wrinkles and spots on her on her very, very tan skin that look to you like they were caused by sun exposure. And as she turns and her leather duster flares out, you see she's got a revolver on each hip.
Okay.
Ooh, she packing.
And then the third individual in the group is a human man, a taller gentleman. He's got very dark skin, black hair that is done in like a bunch of braids that he's sort of woven with some silver and blue beads, sort of pulled back behind his head. He's wearing some very nice formal wizard's robes that are sort of a very deep blue coloration with some subtle silver sparkly designs in them and silver clasps down the front. And his eyes also glow the same blue color as his robes.
Great.
So Herb approaches and says, Janara, if I may introduce you to her lady, the open lord of Waterdeep, Lashana Silverhand. The elven woman nods and holds out her hand to shake yours, Janara, and then shakes all of your hands. Says, yes, an absolute pleasure to meet all of you. Wonderful evening we have here tonight. Excuse me, this is my bodyguard, Karina Morgan. The human woman like grabs the brim of her cowboy hat and like nods a little bit. And of course my my friend and advisor on all matters arcane, Mr. Amos Durant. And the gentleman like shakes all of your hands as well. He says, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Pleasure to meet all of you.
Ooh, that voice.
What was the open lord's name?
Open Lord Lashana Silverhand. Herb had been telling me that he was friends with the Darling family. It is wonderful to meet one of their number. I confess I've never had the pleasure to meet your parents before, but it's wonderful to meet you. What would, just as curiosity, and I want to make sure that I'm not coming across as in a way I am unintending to come across. I myself have famous relatives. My grandmother was one of the founders of the Sword Coast Federation.
Wow.
Yes, so I understand how uncomfortable it can sometimes be to be primarily known by your relationship to a more famous family member. With that being said, do you have a good relationship with your parents, or is it tricky? I understand totally if it's more of a tricky relationship.
We've had our moments of it being a bit rocky, but as of late, it's been a pretty good relationship, I would say. I think as I've matured, I've understood some of the choices that they made a little bit better. And I hope that going forward, we can continue to have a good and thriving relationship.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I unfortunately never actually got to meet my grandmother. She passed before I was born. So it's sometimes sometimes I wonder what relationship I would have had with her if she had lived long enough to know me. But I hope I've made her proud. She was once the Open Lord of Waterdeep, as I am now, so maybe. First time a Silverhand has sat in the Open Lord position since her time, so I hope that would make her proud at any rate.
Can I do an insight check
Yeah.
on a especially, I'm actually the most curious about her advisor,
Okay.
magical advisor.
Yeah.
I also would like to sort of get a read on her.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, I got one. So
Difficult to read. I mean, she's a practiced politician, right?
yeah.
But she seems like she's being, nice and straightforward with you, but yeah, hard to tell for sure.
A waiter comes by with cream puffs, and Artemis goes, "Ooh," and jumps in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, she turns actually to you, Artemis, and says, "And did you say your name was Brightshield?"
Yes, Artemis Brightshield. Give another bow.
Of Brightshield Vintage, yes?
Indeed, the very same.
Excellent. You're not the one who runs the company, though.
No, that would be my elder brother, Dagrin.
I see. I believe I may have met your grandfather once many years ago.
Really?
Yes. Lovely gentleman. But when you've been around for a few hundred years, sometimes it can get a little difficult to track. I will say I never met your father, but I will say that that your grandfather, the one time I did meet him, was very insistent that I know that his son was involved with an elven woman, as if that established some sort of connection between us. I got the sense that he didn't know many elves.
Probably not. But the sins of our forefathers. Right.
Well, it's lovely to meet you as well.
Of course, you as well. Hope we bump into each other a few more times, perhaps.
Perhaps we will. Well, it's been lovely to meet all of you. Thank you, Herb. And actually, Janara, if I could have just one more moment of your time.
Of course.
I understand that if this is putting you in a tricky position, please feel free to say no. I intend to announce my candidacy for president of the Sword Coast Federation, actually later this evening. I was wondering if you would be willing to speak to your parents about a potential endorsement.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can I do another insight check?
I don't think enough time has passed. Before you answer, but listen to the speech I give later this evening when I officially announce my candidacy to the others here at this party. And if what I have to say seems like something you would be interested, or you could endorse yourself if you wish. But if it seems like something that you or your parents would be willing to support, then I would greatly appreciate it. We're up against incumbent President Thaddeus Wolf. He's got war hero status, so he's not going to be an easy one to overcome, but
I will listen to your speech, and I will come find you afterwards.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, enjoy the evening, folks.
While Janara's talking,
Mm-hmm.
I just go to the rest of the group that's still there and just go, wait, Janara's parents are famous? They're not just rich? Who are Janara's parents?
Once the conversation's finished, I'll bring Nyx, I guess, arm down there. I'll bring Nyx aside.
Uh-huh.
Like, get another tray of drinks to pass us. Maybe some
uh-huh.
more cream puffs.
Yeah.
Right, so Janara's parents. Have you ever heard of the Last Adventurers?
Have I?
Have you?
I don't know.
They are
You'll hear
very
about
famous.
in taverns and such.
Yeah, like there's
A lot of the
literally
heroic stories
common
in here.
songs
Okay,
about
probably.
it.
Yes. Oh. I don't know what their names are though. I know they're a big
Right.
deal.
Yeah, well, 2 members of that big deal happen to, be her parents. That's where the money comes from.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
I don't hear this right.
No.
No, yeah, this
No,
is
Okay,
I
good.
pulled. Yeah, I pulled Nick's aside.
Makes sense. Yeah. She doesn't have the same as you.
Uppityness? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's learning.
Usually, I don't think Janara really has that either. Probably, if she hasn't told you yet, just, she'll tell in her own time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Right,
Thank
cream
you.
puff.
Uh-huh.
All right.
While all this is going on, let's pop over to Bowman, who just went straight into the billiards room. Yeah, free cigars, free billiards. It's a good time. What's Bowman doing?
Bowman is first of all, Bowman wants to just do an investigation check, just gonna see if I notice anybody that I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I rolled this a while ago. It was like a 21.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, looking around, there's no way that you know in the billiard room. No.
Okay. Bowman's gonna take a cigar, light it up, take a puff, and go, oh, it's been such a long time. Oh. He's gonna approach the billiard table and see who's playing. Just kind of see if there's a game going.
Yeah. There's a group of wealthy looking people playing a game of billiards.
Younger or older?
They are actually right now they look about your age. Wealthy, so they're a little bit better, in a little bit better shape than
A little bit more round around the cheeks.
Yeah, exactly. But they look older, 50s, 60s. Yeah, a couple human men and a human woman just all enjoying a game of billiards as you come over to it. One of the gentlemen is like, chap, you play?
Oh, it's been such a long time, but I guess I could play a couple rounds.
All right, let's see what you have.
I am going to purposely kind of do the initial shot like with it, just like kind of throw it.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll per performance.
Hustle.
Yeah.
Performance. That was a 16.
16. They seem to buy it.
Oh, like I said, it was quite some time.
Well, we'll warm up.
Yeah. Why don't we maybe make this a little interesting? I got some cash in my pocket that I'm just burning a hole. Let's start small, maybe I don't know, 10 talons, and we'll see how it goes.
I'll take you up on that bet, chap.
How many people are playing? Because billiards could be a couple people.
Right now, it just seems to be the two of you. The other two that were like milling about this billiard table are just sort of interested in like sitting back and seeing what happens.
All right. Let's re-rack. Start from fresh.
Why not?
I went first last time. Might as well.
Sure, absolutely. And you begin a game of billiards. Now, are you going to?
My question
What's your
is,
plan?
do you want me to use deck? I want to like first couple rounds. I don't want to like play this out the entire way.
Right.
Just to save time. Do you want me to use like a dexterity or like how do you want me to roll?
So
this?
it depends on what you're going for. If you are gonna try to like do a couple rounds like poorly,
Yeah, and then
that's
I'm going to
performance.
I'm going to this is what I want to do. First few shots, I'm gonna be like, oh man, my arthritis is really acting up in my head.
Are you gonna at any point try to up the ante a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna at one point, say, you know what? After like my third time of just like being bad, say like, let's add another, I don't know, 30.
Okay. Yeah. So
and then I'm gonna do best for the rest.
Okay. So first make a performance check for me for how well you're able to play off you being worse than you actually are.
Awesome. That was performances +4, 22.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, seems to buy it. Okay, now we're gonna do opposed. We will call it dex checks. For who wins.
All right.
I will actually say, because he let his guard down because of your successful performance check. Go ahead. Actually, no. I'm gonna have him roll disadvantage. You just roll a flat roll.
Okay. All right. Whenever you're done, I got a 19.
Okay. He got an 11. So you have won the game. How much did the ante on your end end up to? Because you can double
it. Basically I take 40 talents.
Great. So yeah, you get a 40 talent profit. Excellent.
I'll go, I guess beginner's luck.
Well, a good game nonetheless, chap.
Of course. What was your name, by the way?
Who's this guy?
Who is this guy?
Who is this chap?
It's like, oh, my name is Edmund. Wonderful to meet you.
Oh, a charming. I don't know. I don't speak.
You don't speak
I don't
English.
speak fair.
Charming.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Great. Awesome. With that, what does everybody else what do you all want to do in the ball? You've got the actual ballroom where the music is playing, you've got the gardens, the billiard room is open. What does the rest of the ball look like for you guys? I'll interject with a couple scenes here and there, but
Nyx, I will just say, I was very excited to dress up. But now that she is here, very overwhelmed and very scared that she's going to say something that is going to piss someone off. Even though she knows that most of these people are like supposedly on her side, she's still very much like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut and just tail one of my friends.
Okay, great.
Artemis can take her under his wing.
Okay.
I was gonna say, did I notice Nyx being a little like skittish?
She was just very quiet. It's not skittish, but like eyes wide.
Make an insight check just for the hell of it to see if you notice it.
Do you want me to do it too?
Sure. I mean, she's gonna follow some of y'all, so
30-20.
30-20. Yeah,
One.
Octavia, I
Cream
would
puffs.
say you would definitely kind of notice that Nyx seems a little nervous.
Would you like to take a moment outside, Nyx? Can go check out the garden?
Sure.
Could calm down a little.
Nyx is trying to play it off like she's fine. This is all fine.
Nyx does this all the time. He always goes small.
Ready to go.
Yeah. So
This is the third ball this week.
Octavia and Nyx go out to the garden. It's a very nice little, very well. I say little. It's not little. It's a very nice, like, large garden with like paths.
Why does that
between some
bush look like a naked man?
Yeah, paths between some sculpted shrubs.
That's a
It
bush.
is it's like warm out here, even though it's a colder season and it's
Oh,
cold
incredible.
outside, so the garden is somehow heated. There's also like string lights hanging up throughout the garden just to provide some like nice ambiance and some like nice little benches throughout. There's a few people out here, but it's definitely quieter outside. Less people, less noise, all that stuff.
This is a lot of wealth.
Yes, it's it is.
They probably don't need all of it, right?
We go.
And the other shoe drops.
Nix, you can't
Nyx steals the bush like a naked man.
you can't steal from these people. They're trying to help you.
Sure,
They're the
sure,
ones that want the
sure,
votes for the people, right?
sure. But they don't need all this stuff, right?
No, but I'm sure that everything they have, they enjoy having. You can't steal from these people, Nyx.
I shouldn't, but I for sure could.
All right, you got me there.
Great.
Nyx then starts looking at the outside of the building.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot of vines up this building.
Oh my
Don't you
god.
think?
You know that these people would likely have security type,
Sure.
possibly even some magical protections on their belongings.
Sure. Okay.
Evening continues on. What else do other people want to get up to this evening? Artemis.
Of course. Artemis is going to fully enjoy himself, but after a bit he's going to go to where the music is.
Yep. Yeah, the ballroom. There's lots of people in there. They're playing some lovely ballroom music. Lots of people enjoying dancing and.
Certainly, he will participate in the dances. If there's anyone with
For
him,
sure,
he will invite them to join. Janara,
Yeah.
absolutely dance with Janara.
Absolutely wonderful.
And eventually, like, keep an eye on the band and see if there's an opportunity that he could go introduce himself and play with them.
Make a perception check for me.
That is 19 on the dice plus some stuff. I think plus 5, 24.
Very
Yes,
nice.
24.
Yeah, they come to the end of a song, and as they're sort of like taking a short break to like drink some water and that sort of thing, and that's you've sort of you and Janara have danced over to like the edge of the audience closest to where the band is, so you excuse yourself and you go over to the band.
Showtime. I hop up.
Hello there, sir.
Hello. Artemis Brightshield, thank you so much for this fantastic music. I was wondering if there, and I bring out a little violin, if there was room for maybe just a couple ditties that I have. I'm going to give a quick little display of my talents to prove to them that I'm
Make
not.
a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Incredible. That was a 2, so a 12.
Giving him
Holy
luck.
You can re-roll.
Luck, incredible. Thank you. We love these plus 10s now. 26.
26.
Whew.
All right. It's like, all right.
Cough, cough. I'll be the face for any situation. Cough, cough.
All right. Let's let's hear it. We can play a couple songs with you, I'm sure.
Great. I'm going to pick the first song that is going to be to match the exact same vibe of what the party is having.
Make a performance check for me.
Yeah. A great performance, looking at what performance is, a great classic ballroom that is going to be Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah, it's a very nice,
No, that
song.
would be the mandolin that he pulls out. That's his other one.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very nice, very nice waltz that gets everybody like keeping moving in the same general vibe.
Great. The next song I want to be the same type of thing. But I'm gonna lean over to the band now that I've gained their trust a little bit. And be like, I'm gonna riff a little bit on this one.
Okay.
I'll meet you back for the finale or whatever.
Okay.
And
this man out here trying to invent freeform jazz.
This freeform jazz is going to it's gonna start off with hints of what I assume exists, the Waterdeep anthem.
Okay, yeah.
Intertwined into this waltz. And then I want to try slipping in the Cormyrean anthem.
Ooh, okay.
And clock who reacts if anyone catches it. Not the anthem, like a Cormyrean folk song.
Okay.
Kind of like.
Sure. I would say Bowman, even if you're not in the dance hall, that would probably prick your ears.
Bowman's actually it can hear this and is going to walk into the dance hall.
Yeah. You find Artemis is playing with the band, and Janara is standing nearby. And Artemis, you do see a couple hints of recognition from some random folks in the audience, but nobody that you know specifically.
Great. And I'll loop it back into the finale and
excellent.
Have it give a bow, hop off the stage. Thank the musicians.
You get some applause from the audience and the musicians.
Bowman wants to see if he notices anybody.
Sure. Yeah, make a perception check.
Perception. I should really just get to know these stats because I use them so much. Perception. That was a 17.
They'll just change too.
Yeah.
A 17. No, you don't notice anybody you recognize react to that.
Can Janara do a check to see if anyone just seems like out of place? Like they're not really having fun. They seem nervous.
Make a perception check.
I know she's doing that. 24.
The person who looks most nervous and out of place to be here, you met earlier this evening, Gerald Wilmington.
Gerald!
Oh my god.
I'm so scared.
Where's the daughter?
Where is she?
So I don't know what you want to do with that information, but you don't have to do anything with it.
I'm going to go over to the bar. I'm going to get 2 drinks.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over to Congressman Wilmington and hand him a drink.
Thank you, young lady. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And just say, it doesn't seem like you're quite enjoying yourself. Are you having an okay time?
Oh, yes. Just feeling a little under the weather. I probably caught what my wife has.
He's obviously lying, right? I don't.
You don't have to make an insight check on this. No. You knowing what you know, it's an extremely easy leap to figure out why he is maybe not in the best of spirits right now.
Well, instead of standing here all alone, would you like to dance?
Make a persuasion check for me.
13.
13. I appreciate it, but no, I'm not particularly one for dancing. My daughter is. She's surely around here somewhere.
Well,
Someone dance with this
If you
girl.
change your mind, you know where to find me.
Thank you, young lady. I appreciate that.
I'll walk away.
What has Penny been up to all this time?
So Penny loves this. She
Uh-huh.
loves the rich people. She
Uh-huh.
loves the glamour. She loves the dancing. She loves the outfits. She so badly wants to dance and like be part of this whole circle, but she has no idea how to dance. So she's trying to like stand on the outskirts and try to like learn from what people are doing, but she's also like chugging drinks because she's very nervous and like very hyper excited. So she's getting a little bit too drunk and also like trying very hard to learn these steps and it's not working.
Okay.
That's her night.
Yeah. Artemis?
If it's after I'm finished,
Yeah.
if I notice her,
Yeah. I
I'll-
would say yes, just because I assume you're all sort of like occasionally like checking in on each other and seeing
Checking in.
how the evening's going. So you're able to find Penny relatively.
I'll find Penny and just kind of like saddle up next to her. You doing all right?
I'm doing great. I'm doing real good. I'm like in a great place.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It is quite the party.
Yes. There's so many rich, pretty people here. This is like their life. They do this all the time.
This
Is
is
this what
the
your
whole
life
thing.
is like?
It was.
Oh my
It
god.
was. And let me tell you, after there's like 3 a week of these, it gets a little dull. So you
I
learn what to
can't.
look for to keep it interesting.
I
Want to
can't
find
be
the
a big
interesting
dog.
bits.
Uh-huh.
All right, come with me. We're gonna like go over and somewhere. No, what?
No. Okay. All right. What do we got?
All right. So I wanna look for somewhere. There's certainly a man who is dancing with a woman and his wife watching, unhappy somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Right.
There definitely is.
Yeah. I want to point that out to Penny and explain that entire situation and be like, the conversation that's going to go down between them tonight, and just like do little voices and kind of animate it a little bit for her.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And be like,
Penny's
all right,
loving it.
so that's them. Then, and I want to find a girl that this is the entire world this evening, this one night. She's going to find her destiny tonight.
Uh-huh.
Like that girl.
Yeah.
And point
yeah.
that out to her.
Sort of a belle of the ball type
Yes.
situation. Yeah. Yeah.
Daphne
Again,
Bridgerton, if you will.
Again, very, very easy to find. Very
Point that
easy to
out.
find that person.
And be like, a very sweet girl, certainly. However, if you actually asked her to think about anything and ask a question, she might not be able or willing to give you an answer. So you have to wonder, what's it all really for? And just things like this that I'm just going to point out to Penny and be like, yeah, this is all fun and you can choose to enjoy this. But every single one of these motherfuckers has a story and they're all trying to show up each other. And at the end be like, isn't that exhausting?
Artie, this is depressing. I just want to dance.
Do I see
You-
them?
Yeah,
Look around.
eventually you make your way over to where they are.
I'm gonna be
You
like,
catch the Artie, this is depressing. I want to dance.
I'm gonna like go over and be like, Penny, dance with me. Dance with
Yes.
me.
But
Like, yes. Finishes
I
a
was
drink.
getting to that.
Yes.
Well, you know, I beat you to it. It's
Um,
fine.
At this point, as Penny is pulled off to the dance floor to dance with Janara, Artemis, you hear someone say, "Ah, charm with the ladies never seems to fail, does it, Artie?" Goldilocks Wilmington is there next to you. Her, blonde hair and ringlets. It's shorter than it was last time you saw her, but looking very nice in her in her ball gown this evening.
Of course.
Nice, simple outfit, but elegant.
Does Penny see this girl come up to Artemis?
As you twirl around on the floor with Janara, you do, yes.
She's gonna be like,
Wait,
Color me
Miss
surprised to
Wilmington.
see you here.
I'll give her the proper bow. Miss
Yes.
Wilmington. Cool.
Or is your half-orc friend here as well?
Oh, he is, certainly. We can find him. Last I saw him, he was careening toward the billiards, so goodness knows what happened there.
He's just racking up. No. I was actually, as chance as fate would have it, we are both here, and your friend is here. Would you mind if I had a word with the two of you?
Absolutely. Offer my arm to her. We'll guide her. I'm gonna find Bowman.
Yeah. Eventually you find Bowman. Where is Bowman right now?
Bowman's hearing the calls of Cormier.
Yeah.
Which I named the folk song that you played.
Excellent.
love that.
Love that little
Down.
bit of world building.
Is in the ballroom, just kind of awkwardly like being shoved in between because he's such a massive being between all these other smaller humanoids.
Yeah. Eventually, you managed to find Bowman relatively easily.
Mr. Bowman, I'm certain you remember Miss Rose Wilmington.
Rose! Oh, so good to see you.
Hello. It's nice to finally learn your name is Bowman.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful to meet you.
My manners spur of the moment.
I was wondering if I could have a private word with the two of you. Perhaps out in the garden. It's probably a little quieter out there.
Of course.
Of course.
Thank you.
Find a nice bench.
Yeah, the three of you go outside.
Bowman's
Are
gonna
Nyx and Octavia still out there?
I don't think so. I don't think Octavia would have spent too long out there 'cause she wanted to get to the party.
Especially since Nyx was starting to talk about
Yeah.
stealing.
Yeah.
Octavia like
Octavia's like,
Octavia's like, yeah, no, we should go back inside. What did Nyx go back inside with Octavia, or is Nyx?
She did, but then she like skirted through people's legs, and she is just in the crowd.
Okay. So
with
the
sticky fingers.
three of you go outside to the garden, find a nice like quiet spot, and she says, "Right. I was actually planning on reaching out to you soon, Artemis, but seeing as you're both here, especially you, Mr. Bowman, you were very kind to me when we met, despite the circumstances. I was wondering if the two of you might be willing to offer me some advice,
Of course.
assistance.
Of course.
I am thinking about what you said to me last time we saw each other, Artemis, and also thinking about how I've always wanted to see the world, but my only experience of the world was books, because I could rarely go that far. I am considering running away from home to see the world.
oh,
But I am well aware that I am not the most prepared for that. So, until I am prepared, I am continuing to play my role as a dutiful daughter. But I was wondering if the two of you, I guess, had any advice on what the world is like, and also if either of you knew anyone who would be willing to, I don't know, train me on how to defend myself.
Well, I will happily provide some services to you, young Rose. As for what the world is like, I can't speak from what Artemis has seen, but the world is it's cold. It's always just cold. But then again, it's hot all the time. You never understand it. You never know when to wear shorts. You never understand when to wear long pants. Ugh. Are you thinking sea, or land, air?
Actually, I was thinking of heading, going up and down the actual coast to start with. I think first I want to head south. There's this amazing place I've heard of down there, the largest library in the world called Candlekeep. It would be fascinating to see such a place.
A room full of stories.
Yes, I suppose running away from where all I have is stories to another place where all they have is stories is a little ironic, but
they're new stories. They're new to you.
yeah.
That's what it's all about. Artemis, you want to chime in here or anything like that?
Right. Adventure sounds incredible. And if that's exactly what it is that you want, then of course, we're willing to help and encourage that. And certainly, I've never met anyone who can punch the lights out of a manticore quite like this one, so he's the right one to learn your defense from. And I know that it's hard to say from someone from the outside of your actual life, but running away isn't always the end-all solution fixer that you think it's going to be. You and I've kind of talked about that before.
Yeah.
But if your mind is set on it, when your mind is set, of course, I believe will help.
Thank you.
And as someone who's fascinated with stories and tracking them down myself, I think Candlekeep is a fantastic place. Never been there myself, but perhaps one day. Then maybe you can be my guide.
Sounds good. Thank you, Artemis. Well, I'm not doing anything immediately, but I wanted to, I don't know, reach out. Thank you. Both of
Send
you.
word before, or
Yes.
night of, or whatever.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Mr. Bowman, if you're serious about offering me fighting lessons, defense lessons, is there a way I can contact you to set that up?
Bowman is going to lean over to her so Artemis can't hear, but feel free to try to hear this.
Make a perception check, Artemis.
Disclose the location of where I am staying.
Okay. Okay.
God damn it. 12.
No such luck.
Damn it.
Just anytime between after. I think I get done at like 5 p.m. Anytime after that, just come back. Bring an hour or two. I think in about a 10-day will be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. I appreciate
Maybe half that. You're the smart one.
it. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you.
If only Bowman had access to a training place. At Janara's house.
Oh,
It's true. You could just take her there.
I didn't say we would train there.
Oh.
Did I think of Janara's place? No. Am I going to do that?
We all
Probably.
just start showing up at Janara's house with different people like our house.
I love that. That's
I'm showing up with Danny Boy.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you, both of you.
Rose, it's hard to be alone. As somebody who's been alone for a very long time. So make friends. stick by them, no matter what. Because when they're gone, the silence is deafening.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. And she puts her hand on your hand. Thank you. And thank you to Artemis.
Of course. Of course. Anything, anytime.
Well, you two enjoy the rest of the evening. I will
Well.
enjoy the rest of mine. She heads back inside.
Before we return to the party, Bowman's going to turn to Artemis and go, Artemis, sometimes running away is the only option.
I just have bad experience with that. I picked a very bad time to run away.
Well,
It means I wasn't there when I needed to be.
I can't say for what has happened before, and I don't necessarily want to get into it that right now. But the path you took led you here today, and I wouldn't change that for anything.
And Bowman's just going to walk back into the party.
Would you say that's because we're friends?
Coleman's going to have a cigar cough.
I really should
friends.
quit these things.
We're totally friends. Bowman, do you want to get cigars? And chase after him.
Yeah. A little bit more time passes in the evening. At some point when you're all gathered together, Vinothriel Aloro comes by the group of you as you're standing on the side. Vinny.
Bowman's going to go,
Oh my god, why are you here?
Penny is too drunk for this.
Oh, I don't believe we've met, good sir. Nice to meet you.
No,
Vinothriel Aloro.
we have definitely met.
I'll cover for him.
The
Yeah.
beautiful top hat you have.
Ah, why?
Wait,
Thank
yeah.
you, madam.
Why are you all
Appreciate it.
acting like we don't know
Yeah,
him already?
No, Penny's gonna put her hand on Bowman's shoulder, like way up here, and be like, "Yeah, where are we?"
I was wondering if any one of you, would be willing to join me for the next dance. This waltz is a favorite of mine.
Oh,
Of course.
sure.
and me and Octavia both go,
Oh, they're fighting over me.
Octavia.
No, right this way, Miss Octavia.
Penny's gonna watch this and be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yeah.
As you go off into the dance floor and the waltz like kicks into, because it was in the intro part when he approached you. As it goes, the accent drops. So, Miss Beret, you're here at the party tonight. Interesting indeed. Tell me, I'm mighty curious about something, and I'm wondering if you might be able to sate my curiosity. There was some business recently over at Bloodkith Textiles offices. Very intriguing stuff. You wouldn't happen to know who was involved in that, would you? Seeing as the Waterdeep Times broke the story.
I was not involved with that. I don't know.
Can I grab Janara and attempt to dance with her near them?
Yeah, absolutely. The two of you wander off, dance nearby. So I'll say you can hear this. Vinny's not necessarily trying to hide it from you.
Sure.
Well,
But if
Hey.
we can hear it, can other people hear it?
It's a complicated
you
bit
guys
of,
are
like,
listening
dance
to
choreography.
them.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
He's not speaking like loudly, but most people are having like small conversations with their dance partner, So they're not really paying attention to what's going on. But because the two of you are paying attention, you can hear. That's what I'll say. Well, I just, like I said, was mighty curious because, you and your friends did that job for me a little while ago, and then you weren't interested in doing any more work, and then there's a break-in at Bloodkith Textiles, and then suddenly Bloodkith is getting charged with all manner of crimes. I don't know. It just struck me as interesting. I got an instinct about this sort of thing, so I was just curious. I just wanted to ask.
Well, I mean, it is interesting, but it's not related, and I can assure you that.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
17.
All right. If you say so. And he just finishes out the dance with you, and then, thank you ever so much for the dance, madam. Enjoy the rest of the party. And he makes his way off.
You as well.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Everything fine? All right. Good.
He wanted to know about the break-in at Bloodkith, but I don't know much about that other than what was printed in the Waterdeep Times. I didn't break that story.
Of course. It was your father, right?
Well, his name was on it, but he's head editor, and on a story that big, I don't know if anybody would get credit other than him.
Sure. That is how the world works.
Around this time, they're over at the music stand. There's, clinking of a glass as the music comes to an end. And it's Herb Davis, and he says, I want to thank everybody for coming and making this the most memorable Midwinter Ball I've ever hosted. I hope the evening has been to everyone's liking. I'm sure you've all danced yourselves silly after an evening of merriment. Before you all go home to rest your feet and sleep off the free booze, our esteemed open lord wanted to say a few words. And he steps aside, and Lashana Silverhand takes the stage. Hello, everyone, and happy Midwinter. First of all, I would like to thank sincerely Congressman Davis for hosting such a lovely ball this evening. Let's hear it for Congressman Davis.
Yay! Yes,
There's
absolutely.
applause.
Woohoo!
As an elf, I tend to have a long view of history. I don't know how many of you know this, but Midwinter celebrations today are very different than they were a couple hundred years ago, believe me. In the past, Midwinter was a time where people acknowledged that although there were still cold, harsh days to come this season, the coldest and harshest days were behind them. And I think that old historical understanding of Midwinter is a useful metaphor to where we are now in the history of the Sword Coast Federation. While I believe there are difficult times to come, I think the worst are behind us. I know all of us here have different political beliefs and policies, but we are all united in the shared belief that all adults in the Federation deserve the right to vote. And I believe that we can make that a reality in Waterdeep this year. And there's a round of applause from the audience. She lets it die down.
I want an insight check.
Make an insight check.
Ooh. This is 6.
I mean, it's a speech,
Yeah.
clearly rehearsed. Hard to
I
get
get-
a read on how genuine it is.
Am I nearby next?
Yeah.
Can I give her luck?
Sure.
9.
Same thing I just said.
Too many cream puffs.
Too many drinks, too many cream puffs. But it's more than just Waterdavians that deserve such an opportunity.
that what we're called?
Davians?
Yeah, isn't it
Waterdavians.
weird? Isn't it weird?
16 episodes and you're just dropping this on me now?
Sorry.
You said earlier.
I don't remember a
I don't
word.
remember.
I do not remember that.
More like Water
You
Herb
should have said
Davison's.
earlier.
What else would you
Oh.
call citizens of Waterdeep?
I don't know.
Water deepers?
Water Dukes.
Water deepers.
Water Dukes?
Water
They're
divers.
called Waterdavians.
Water Davians.
If you have a problem with that, you can take it out with Wizards of the Coast. Because
will.
that is
Dear
printed
Wizards
in,
of the
that
Coast.
is printed in a book that is what Waterdeep citizens are called.
I
love
feel
it.
like after hundreds of years, we maybe would have come up with a different name.
Or they like Waterdavians.
The Water Dudes.
Go on, go on.
Anyway,
Not very
It's-
inclusive.
it's
Water
more
dudes and Dudettes.
it's more than just Waterdavians that deserve such an opportunity. When the Sword Coast Federation was founded, my esteemed grandmother had a great vision of a country that would give all its citizens a chance at success. But the Federation has strayed from that ideal. We need to put the Sword Coast Federation back on track and bring it back to the ideals my grandmother stood for. That is why today I am happy to announce that I will be running to be the People's Vote Coalition's nominee for the next president of the Sword Coast Federation. There's applause. President Thaddeus Wolf Jr. has, for too long, rested on his laurels as a war hero and done nothing but serve as a puppet for the worst influences of the Purity Coalition. Well, no more. President Wolf, consider yourself on notice, because this year I am finally going to break the People's Vote's losing streak, and I will be the next president of the Sword Coast Federation. There's another round of applause. And with that, I would like to bid you all a fond farewell and evening. Good night. She steps down off the stage, and Herb gets back up and says, all right, let's hear it for future President Silverhand. Another round of applause. Now, I once again, I hope you all enjoyed the evening. Of course, it is at this time that I must bid you all a fond farewell, for midwinter is over, and he gestures to a large clock on the wall that has just struck midnight. And we all have work to do. You heard the open lord. We've got a bill to pass before the end of the year. Good night, everyone.
Let's hear it for Herb.
Yeah, there's another round of applause that you start out with that.
I'm going to go find our esteemed open.
Open
You know
lord.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. You go find Lashana, yeah.
I'm gonna go find Lashana.
Miss Darling, hello. What do you think of my speech?
I too believe that everyone deserves the right to vote. So as long as you do not switch sides on your position, I would be happy to ask my parents to say something in your honor and back you, and I would be happy to do so as well. Just know that if you do decide to switch in the future, we will be sure to pull our support.
I would have it no other way. Thank you. I genuinely appreciate it greatly. And if it will put your mind at ease, you can feel free to go check my voting record on bills. I was a congressperson before I was open lord for many, many years. So I have a long track record of being on the right side of things.
All right.
But I'll let you be the judge of that. I appreciate the endorsement, though. I really do.
Have a wonderful night. It was wonderful meeting you.
Wonderful meeting you as well, Miss Darling. Yes.
While we're all walking out of the party, Bowman's gonna go to his playmates for the billiards, and he's gonna very drunkenly hug
and do a sleight of hand check to see if he can snag some cash off.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
That was a 18.
17.
Holy shit.
You do manage to snag another like 20 talents off this guy.
Almost got arrested.
All right. Oh, it was great playing with you. Till next midwinter.
Next Midwinter, old chap. Look forward to seeing you then.
And Bowman's gonna walk besides Nyx and just kind of wave the talons down to her level.
How much money did I get
20.
tonight?
Oh
No.
yeah, make a sleight of
How
hand
much
check for
money
how
did
much
I
you
get?
got when you were Make a sleight of hand check.
18.
18. Pretty good. Yeah. I would say that because I assume when you were weaving through the audience, you were trying to pickpocket
That
a bunch of
whole
people.
time.
That whole time.
Like once Octavia and I went inside, I was like, all right, I'm
and
gonna
these
steal
are all
some
very
cash.
rich people. So between cash you were able to get off them and jewelry you were able to get off them, I'll say you got a cool extra 100 talents.
I'm just gonna like fan out my talons and like also open up my little purse and just let Bowman see all the gems that I got.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they won't be missing these things.
Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't take all of it.
Yeah.
That's the key. You take some. Then
Take
they're
the
like,
things that they won't miss.
also go into the bathroom, see what people left behind.
Steal the decorative soap. I like it.
I mean, do you want me to go do that? I could go do that. I didn't think of that.
No, I'm good. I'd have that.
With that, you all get picked up in your carriage. Oh yes, Artemis.
Herb Davis, is he married?
There was no indication of a wife
Or a husband.
or a husband.
I just want to hang out with him for a bit,
Okay.
see if we hit it off.
Yeah. Yeah. You're saying you stop to say goodbye to him as you all are leaving the party. He's like, you did that wonderful performance.
Of course. I hope it was added to the festivities. Didn't detract at all.
Oh no, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your music with us tonight.
Of course, it's a little tune I just feel from the heart when I'm around special folks such as yourself. I mean, I just like to share it.
Make a persuasion check as you put the moves on this man.
Persuasion. That 27.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
I am very flattered, young man. Thank you.
Of course. Because this could get real uncomfortable real quick. Is it game? After enough of conversation.
Let's find out if he's game. I'm gonna roll for it. We're gonna see. We're gonna roll one of my luck checks.
Leaving this
here.
up to chance? This is truly.
I'm leaving this up to chance.
Roll for bi curious.
I will say that was a very high persuasion check, so I will roll with advantage. How about that?
All right.
I take the better number for what you want. He is in fact game.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to bow, maybe kiss his hand,
Okay.
and assure him that after I drop off my friends, in the carriage, I've got a boy. I've got to, got to take care of that. But after that,
Can he make
perhaps I'll drop by.
Can he make a Constitution saving throw to make sure that didn't just throw him off? Yeah, I got a boy in my carriage. Gotta take
No,
care of him
he's a
first.
little confused at first, but then he sees the carriage and
He sees Danny boy.
he's Daniel, like it's like
Who is very clearly sick out in the snow.
It's his allergies.
yeah, he nods and says, very well, I'll see you later. Heads back
Right.
inside as you depart to drop off your friends and then come back later.
Fantastic party. Yeah.
unless anybody has anything else, I'm going to end a little bit differently. As the carriage pulls away, the camera lingers behind
No.
a group of 3 individuals,
No.
standing off to the side, away from the hustle and bustle. Lance Marchester, Vinny, and Lance's date Hecate are standing removed from the group. Lance is saying, well, if our esteemed open lord is moving on to the presidency this week, this gives me quite the opportunity to make a move of my own. After all, if she's not open lord, somebody has to be open lord. He then turns to Vinny. So, those contractors you hired, were able to find out if it was them? Wasn't 100% sure, but I have a good gut instinct that they were the ones who brought down Miss Bloodkith. Interesting. Should I take care of them, boss? No. Heavens no. Or hells no. Bloodkith being out of the way is a net good for my ambitions as far as I'm concerned. But keep an eye on them, please, because if it looks like they might become a problem for me, well, I'll have to be careful to nip that problem in the bud. Of course, that's. And Hecate? Yes, dear. Oh, please, nobody else can hear us. You have your friends. Keep an eye on them too. Just to be safe. I don't want any surprises. And with that, we will end tonight's episode.
Oh.
Thank you for playing, everybody.
Fuck this guy.
And thanks everybody who watched this episode. I know I said last one was a long one. This one was a real long one. But
role playing.
the ball was super fun. I had a really good time with it. I hope you all did as well, both audience and players. And we'll see you all next time for episode 17. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.